It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, showtime. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. I really sound like myself now, don't I? So, I come to you live. Normal days and start times are Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, Thursday is Thanksgiving. It's not going to be a Thursday show, no Thanksgiving show. I want to give thanks to all of you all. So what I'm thinking about doing a special Give Thanks Black Friday show this Friday. I'll confirm it tomorrow. But definitely Thanksgiving, I want you to spend it with you and your family. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend Thanksgiving with not all my family, but we'll do it either in person or like via, not Zoom, but, FaceTime and all that, video call, all that. So do me a favor. First of all, I thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you to my subscribers from day one. So please tell everybody, subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. So I got a lot of entertainment stuff. Make you laugh, make you smile, and for all my young brothers and sisters, all my millennials, especially my Gen Zers, who said President Biden is supporting genocide and he is enabling genocide. Well, listen up. I got something to tell you in a few minutes, all right? Because I keep telling you, your freedom and your oppression, it's not about if you like Biden, if you think he's cool, if you think he's too cool with the state of Israel. He's down with the Israeli people. Now, I know. We'll get into that later. Now, their prime minister is problematic, but I digress. So let me kick it off. So if you remember, how many of you guys remember a brother, blue-eyed soul brother, cool? I met him when he first came out, just a really cool dude. Cool. He was a young white brother. He's almost 50 now. John B. Babyface produced his biggest hit record, They Don't Know. You still hear it on the Quiet Storm shows on the radio. Some of y'all probably play it when you get your woman to come on over on the weekend, or maybe if you already got your woman right there. When y'all want to go old school in the mood, that might be on your playlist. Or maybe you're old school, you still got a CD player in your house or whatever. Hell, some of y'all might be old school, still got a cassette deck in the house. Well, vinyl's back in now. So it was really old school, but now it's back in. So John B., the man that brought you the hit song, They Don't Know, he is back with a new song with an R&B legend, a brother that I've had the pleasure and honor to meet, talk with, interview, host MC shows that he headlined. My man Tank, R&B legend Tank. So they did a duet together called Waiting on You from a new album that's coming out in 2024 from John B. called Waiting on You. Waiting on your fine ass. Yeah, I am, baby. Well, I'm paraphrasing. If it would have been me, I'd have been like, girl, I'm waiting on your fine ass. I can't wait. Even though my mother's watching, so I got to tone it down. Calm down. Settle down. It's my late dad, we used to say. He would say, settle down. So, shout out to John B. I can't wait to hear it. So, John B., we definitely got to get you on the show. We love you, man. The culture loves you. You love the culture. You're a real one, so we're really excited about John B. It's going to be some good old, even if you're not making babies, maybe just in the act. We ain't making babies, which, yeah, you got it. Just trying to do it, trying to get some, right? So, congratulations, I'm congratulating people. Congratulations to pop singer, icon, Adele. She got married to the legendary sports agent, one of the biggest, if not the biggest sports agent on the planet, Mr. Rich Paul, one of LeBron's boys from way back in the day. They all went to the same high school together. LeBron put the fellas on and, I believe paid their way through college, took care of that tuition. so they could go and focus on doing what they do. Maverick Carter, who's producing all kind of TV shows and movies. So shout out to that whole team. Clutch Sports, Maverick. That is Rich Paul's sports agency, and he's got a lot of clients. So shout out to Adele and Lil Rich Paul. Wow. Like on first glance, you'd be like, they together? They say love is blind. So look, hey, Rich Paul, hey man, if you happy, I'm happy for you. And Adele, do your thing. How about that? Prayers up for my man Charlie Wilson. As a matter of fact, I gotta check to see. Okay, hold on. Let me do. Oh, okay. This is not the text that I was looking for. Anyway, so prayers up to Charlie Wilson. So apparently there were reports that he recently had back surgery, but he's not doing, the reports I saw like maybe 10 minutes ago said that he's not doing well. I don't know what that means outside of the obvious. He's not doing well. I don't know if it's complications from the back surgery or he had a lousy surgeon or whatever. But Charlie Wilson is a good dude, and you're talking about an R&B legend, an icon, a treasure, a national treasure, a true treasure of the culture. So if you believe in the power of prayer, send a prayer up today, Thanksgiving, and just in general for Uncle Charlie Wilson. Man, get better, because very few people on the planet and Charlie is like in his late 60s. And still's got energy like he is in his late 20s, still doing his thing. And I knew he was having some issues with his back. I know some people that know him very well out on the West Coast. So prayers up to Uncle Charlie Wilson, and shout out to Charlie. Okay, all right, good deal. Hello, shout out to my mother. How are you? Yes, my voice is back, and I want you to rest your voice. Man, I don't know what's going on. What is going on with this? What is bronchitis? What the hell? When did bronchitis become contagious? Like the whole planet, people all over. My sister's got it. She confirmed that. I think my mother lost her voice. I don't know. Hopefully she doesn't have it. You guys know I had a touch of it that touched my vocal cords. It didn't touch anything else but my vocal cords. If you, man, get better. Look. Get your ginger, get your little ginger shots from the supermarket, or just get you the ginger root and cut it up and put it in some tea, eat it, do whatever the hell you got to do, and get you some of that turmeric and some vitamin C. Man, I'm popping these vitamin C tablets like they, remember them, the children's vitamins, like the Flintstone vitamins they had back in the day? Man, I'm popping these vitamin C's like they Flintstone vitamins back in the day. So get that vitamin C in you too. So there was so much talk about Sean, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love Combs settled a lawsuit with his ex-girlfriend Cassie, and she accused him of rape, of trafficking her, of violently, viciously beating her on many occasions, of forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes who got her strung out on drugs. There's one report that he made her shave the size of her head. So she had filed a $30 million civil lawsuit on Thursday, and on Friday, they settled the lawsuit. Well, the word out of Miami, because I got some connects, I got some plugs down in Miami, down in the 305. Shout out to the 305. The Diddy ain't doing so well. They say, man, Diddy is down and depressed. They say Brother Love ain't loving, or Brother Love ain't getting no love, and he ain't feeling it. And speaking of no loving, his current girlfriend, Young Miami of the City Girls, the rap group, the City Girls from Miami. The word is, when the civil lawsuit hit the public on Thursday. The Young Miami sent some of her people over to Sean Diddy's got a mansion. So there's a place called Star Island. It's like an island literally right in between. So you've got like the city of Miami, and they got like a little, almost like a harbor. And it's a bridge, they call it a causeway, that will take you to Miami Beach. So, but right in the middle of that, like look like a little harbor, is actually an island called Star Island. Shaq, back in the day, when he played for the Heat, I heard he had a home there. I'd heard that J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, had a home. A lot of like celebrities have these homes on Star Island. And apparently Puffy's got a mansion on Star Island. If you're going from like downtown Miami, literally you get on that bridge, or they call it a causeway, and you'll see it on your left if you're going to Miami Beach. And you'll see like this island, and all these homes are fabulous. So apparently Diddy is down and depressed, busted, disgusted, in the big mansion all alone. And Young Miami sent somebody over to the Puffy's mansion to get all of her belongings. Apparently she's not taking any of his calls. As a matter of fact, the word is she texted him and said, we should take a break. Wow. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say less, but I'm going to say this. Karma is real. And if you've been watching my show for a long time, you know, 3 years. I've been doing this show for 3 years. My 3-year anniversary was in October. And for 3 years, on many occasions, I have told you that karma is real. The energy that we all have energy. Our spirit is energy. And we all release and emit energy, positive or negative. And the energy that you release out into the world will always find its way back to you, because it's your energy, and it's just going to find its way back home. That's just life. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but as my grandfather, the wisest person I ever knew, Conway Jones, used to tell me, he said, Jeannie, if you don't just keep living long enough, you'll find out karma is real. So let me go to President Joe Biden. And I hear so many folks, Joe Biden too old. But orange jumpsuit Hitler's only 3 years younger than him. And really delusional and crazy, don't know what the hell he's talking about, calling President Obama, still think that Obama's President Obama is the president, and don't know where the hell he's at half the time. But apparently, the United States and President Joe Biden has brokered a deal for the terrorists, the horrible terrorists, Hamas, that just murdered, killed, assassinated those innocent 120 Israeli citizens. They were just minding their business. Almost 300 of them were at a concert. Many of them were in their homes, elderly, babies, just innocent people. And they kidnapped, I think somewhere around 300. They took around 300 hostages after they basically kind of invaded, broke into Israel and murdered like 1,200 Israelis. So they took about 300 hostages. And then we know what happened after that. The Israeli government that's led by a white nationalist. He just ain't a Christian. You know, he practiced Judaism, but he is clearly a white nationalist, racist, wannabe dictator. I said it and I meant it. If you don't believe me, you can just Google it for yourself. Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister. So Biden has got this white nationalist. As of now, in theory, it's not official, but I'm looking, I can see my screen, I got my monitor on right now. So this is the proposed deal that the U.S. primarily, along with a country called Qatar, spelled Q-U, Qatar. Q-A-T, I think it's, just Google it. I don't think it's Q-U, Qatar is It might be Quaterar. I don't know. Just Google it. But Qatar. It's pronounced Qatar. They've brokered a deal to where Hamas is going to release 50 of the roughly 240 hostages that they're holding. Now, apparently, they're going to release primarily women, elderly people, elderly women, or just women in general, the elderly, and children. And in return, Israel is going to release 150 Palestinian, primarily young Palestinians, like half of Gaza, that little strip of land, were people under 18. They weren't even old enough to be a part of Hamas. That's a whole different story. So apparently Israel is going to release 150 Palestinians in exchange for 50 of the hostages, and there's supposed to be a short pause in this war, in the fighting and the bombing. Don't know exactly how short. I can tell you now. Bibi Netanyahu, who 3/4 of the Israelis want his ass out. Don't take my word for it. You can find it. You can Google it for yourself. There's a paper in Israel called Haaretz. I think it's Haertz. Google Haaretz, newspaper, Israel. You will see it. 3/4 of the people in Israel, before October 7th, when Hamas murdered and slaughtered those 1,200 Israelis, every weekend you had 100,000 Israelis protesting in the streets of Israel in their big cities like Tel Aviv, because Bibi Netanyahu, wannabe dictator, white nationalist, was trying to take over their courts to give himself more power and to become a dictator. You even had Israelis in the military that was like, look, I'm taking off the uniform. I am not serving under a dictator. Because the Israelis understand in a very intimate and tragic way that dictators and the Israeli people, that's not a good history. Just think about what happened in Germany in the 30s. So they're still not feeling. And the weird thing is, President Joe Biden is more popular in Israel than their own prime minister. But especially my young brothers and sisters, and I get it. I got a daughter in her 30s. I got a daughter 22. I get it. And we've seen the videos. Yes, we saw the videos of the innocent Israelis, but just the massive bombing and the seeds, just the volume of innocent Palestinian people, not Hamas, innocent Palestinian people, women and children, just like you had innocent women and children that were murdered by Hamas. But you're seeing so much hospitals being bombed. And I get it, because you all saying, what is this? This is madness. An eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. And if you're going after the terrorist, which you have every right to, which you should get their ass, but you got the most powerful military in that region that's funded and has been supported. It's got the best weapons because of the United States of America. So people think that President Biden can just get Bibi Netanyahu on the phone and say, yo, Netanyahu, you need to calm that shit down. It don't work like that. Because it's a sovereign country. So, we can't, yes, we give Israel $3 billion in aid a year. But trust me, this dude that is leading this country and his cabinet, the people, his immediate cabinet or staff, the people that he's empowered, are all white nationalists like he is. And really, I'm just going to give it to you straight. I would bet any amount of money if Bibi Netanyahu had his way. Because I've heard people say it. Level Gaza. And you had 2.4 million people So you want to go after the terrorists, but how you going to kill a whole population because of what a small group of terrorists? Go after their ass, kill their ass, but you can't kill innocent people. You're going after people who killed your innocent people. Two wrongs don't make a right. But Bibi Netanyahu is on some white nationalist, far right-wing stuff. Don't take my word for it. Do your own work. Do your research. Like I said, Google that Haaretz newspaper over there in Israel. Just read a lot of the editorials. You'll see for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. The fact that President Joe Biden could even get Bibi Netanyahu to be willing to even broker a deal is a miracle. Bibi Netanyahu is not a friend of Joe Biden. His ass is in a sling, because what a lot of people don't realize is that the terrorist group that murdered and assassinated those 1,200 innocent Israeli citizens, that same terrorist group, Hamas, Bibi Netanyahu, he big upped them. He propped them up. He supported them financially, gave them money years back, because he was trying to pit Hamas and the Palestinians that's in Gaza, excuse me, which is on the southwest side of the state of Israel, against the Palestinians that's on the northeast side of Israel in a place called the West Bank. So he thought he could come in with the typical white nationalists. Let's divide these brown people and conquer. So we're going to prop up Hamas and say, you can't trust the Palestinian organization, so we're going to prop you up. And the same people that Bibi Netanyahu propped up turned on his ass when he was busy trying to be a dictator instead of trying to protect his country. This is not my opinion. This is a fact that you can find out for yourself. So Bibi Netanyahu is not a friend of President Biden. He wants to get orange jumpsuit Hitler back in power, just like Putin does. So, for my young brothers and sisters, y'all can play this, screen grab some of this, and put it on TikTok along with YouTube and Instagram and X and all that, and Snapchat. So when y'all watching something on Thanksgiving, and when you're full, or you don't want to watch football or whatever, and you can't find no videos on TV, just play this. My young brothers and sisters, and my not so young brothers and sisters. What has Joe Biden done? Joe Biden is trying to save lives of not just Palestinians, but Israelis too. But somehow trying to slow this thing down and hopefully wind it down. And he's been very clear. From the jump, he told Bibi Netanyahu and that Israeli right-wing, white nationalist government, look, don't make the mistake we made in Afghanistan. Don't kill a bunch of innocent, really, don't try not to kill any innocent Palestinians. Bibi Netanyahu wasn't listening to that. He wasn't going to listen to it. He going to do what the hell he want to do. Arrogance, hatred, it's just a fact. So Joe Biden's stuck. We've always supported the state of Israel. That's a whole different conversation. We were part of creating the state of Israel, the current state of Israel, back in 1948, along with Great Britain, who owned that land that was at that time in 1947 called Palestine, from the Ottoman Empire. It's a whole different thing, because that whole situation, they're really cousins. What y'all don't know, they literally like first cousins. The Israelis and Palestinians are literally first cousins. All the way back thousands of years, biblical story. This ain't Bible study, so I'm not going to try to explain that. You can Google that on your own, or talk to your pastor, your preacher. It depends on some of y'all. Pastor, preacher, they're problematic. So yes, Joe Biden has done that. Oh, by the way, how many of you all on this Thanksgiving can give thanks because President Biden forgave zero your balanced out? How many of you all had federal student loan debt and then got a letter in the email, or got an email and said that your federal student loan balance was zero? $127 billion in student loan forgiveness. So there's a whole bunch of y'all out there that got and would have been more if more of you all would have voted and made sure that the Democrats kept the House of Representatives. along with the Senate, because you got to understand civics. In America, the president is not a king. In America, he's got to work with the Congress. He's got to work with the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. The House of Representatives, they control the money. They're like the business manager on your job, the one to give you your check. They handle the money. The Senate, they sign off on it, but they don't control the money, the House of Representatives. Now the Senate, they pick judges. So they decide who sits on the Supreme Court. So if y'all had voted for Hillary Clinton, that abortion would still be legal. They would not have struck down the Supreme Court decision, Roe versus Wade, and they struck that down, which allowed all these right-wing states to basically have these abortion bans. And if your boy, Orange Jump Man, Orange Jumpsuit Man, get back in power, they'll have a federal ban on abortion, period. No weeks. Put women in prison. The death penalty. Google the 2025, Project 2025. These people have a plan. These white nationalists have a plan for you and me. Virtually everybody is not a white Christian man, and they've got it in print, in PDF form. You can download it on your smartphone, your tablet, your PC, or your laptop right after you watch the show. So President Biden has apparently brokered a deal to get at least 50 of the hostages, the Israeli hostages, I don't know, maybe some Americans, 50 of the hostages that Hamas is holding. He led that deal. So please understand that. So when you're sitting around talking about this on Thanksgiving, all right, and how many of y'all got some of that student loan debt forgiven? Oh, how many of y'all had like a simple marijuana charge? How many of y'all had like a felony for simple marijuana possession? Oh, guess who pardoned all prior federal offenses, all prior felonies of simple marijuana charges? No, it wasn't Orange Jump Man. It wasn't Orange Jumpsuit Man. It was President Joe Biden. And they ain't paying me for this. What I'm just trying to get you all to understand is that it's not even about the man. Okay? So forget that. It ain't about the man. It's what this man has done, and it's what Mr. Orange Jump Man will do, because he has told you that if he wins on Inauguration Day, when he is sworn in, he will declare something called the Insurrection Act. You can Google it, but I'll explain it to you real simple. I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser. I'll put it right here for you. As my grandfather and a brother talk show legend, Joe Madison, say, I'm going to put it where the ghosts can get it. We'll put it right here. The Insurrection Act would allow Orange Jumpsuit Man to call up the United States military and to send them to the streets of the south and west side of Chicago, east side of Atlanta, out there in Marietta, to Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn, South Central LA, to Miami, Philly, North Philly, all the cities. He will send the military. He has told you this on camera. He wants to invoke the Insurrection Act, which will allow him to send the U.S. military to cities that are having a peaceful protest because they are upset because he won. If that happens, he's telling you he's not going to tolerate any peaceful protest, and he will put it down by sending the U.S. military. And for all my young brothers and sisters who are watching me, if you have any family members that are currently serving or used to serve, retired military, ask them why the U.S. government does not send the U.S. military to police their population. Because they're not trained to be police. They're not trained to serve and protect. They are trained to do one thing, to kill. To kill. They have a license to kill. And your boy, Mr. Orange Jumpsuit Man, wants to send the Marines and Army Rangers and the Air Force and the Navy and tanks to cities that would have a peaceful protest against him. So now you see, this ain't about Joe Biden. This is about your freedom or your oppression. You've already had a federal court basically that said individuals can't sue to protect their voting rights. Only the Department of Justice can do that. Oh, guess what your boy, Mr. Orange Jumpsuit Man, wants to do? He wants to get rid of the Department of Justice so they could take away your voting. The states you live in now could take away your voting rights, and there's nothing you could do about it. So you talking about not voting because you mad at Joe Biden, or you don't think that, you think he was enabling genocide? You're going to see genocide right here on the streets of America. As a matter of fact, you won't have to worry about voting again, maybe for 3 or 4 generations, God forbid, because they don't want you to vote. You had a politician, Rick Santorum, basically said that this thing about pure democracy ain't good. I'm paraphrasing. Because everybody, he says, everybody shouldn't be able to vote. Well, damn old racist ass Rick Santorum, who shouldn't be able to vote? People that look like you and me. People that believe in civil rights and women's rights and the rights of the LGBTQ community and the rights of Muslims and Mexicans and the rights of everybody, including what they call white Americans, because whiteness is a made-up construct. It's not real. There's nothing in the human genome, there's nothing in DNA that will identify anybody as white or black. It's not. Get a DNA test. A year's salary, 10 years salary, it'll never come back and say, oh, you are like 85% white. It'll say what part, maybe from somewhere in Europe. You've got ancestry from Germany or France or Great Britain or Scotland or Ireland or Turkey or China or Cameroon or Ghana or Nigeria or the Congo or Ethiopia. But it won't say white. So this whole thing about, oh, they're trying to wipe out white people, dumbass. Whiteness is a political and social construct. It was made up for a small handful of people to have power and control over the masses. Stupid ass. So young people, I know y'all are smart. So that's your lesson today. Let me get out of here. Shout out to my mother who's still watching me. Yeah. All right, everybody. So I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be my pre-Thanksgiving show, 6:30 live. Thank everybody for watching. Please make sure you share this episode. Screen grab it. Chop it up. Chop up about 30, 60, 90 seconds, 2 minutes of it, and put it up on social media. I want to thank everybody for watching. God bless each and every one of you, and God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live, normal days and start times, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. No live show on Thanksgiving this Thursday, but there's probably going to be one on Friday. I will confirm it on tomorrow or on Wednesday, depending on when you're watching the show. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts in their brand new location, Charleston, South Carolina Metro, Goose Creek. So check him out on Instagram. The brother's bad. You see, I had to rock the cap for a couple weeks, but I'm back. Thanks to Kel. Check him out, Kel Be Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP, and Allie Jones, the drip director. Check her out and her collection, fashion design future superstar, fashion design major at my alma mater, Columbia College, Chicago. Check her and her collection out on Instagram, LX.NCL_ that little dash at the end of LX. N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi _. And big shout out to my man Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, Miglio Di Mario Uomo, and Flyball, the store. Check out all his collections. Miglio Di Mario Uomo, MIGLIODI MARIOUOMO. All right, so listen, let's make this episode go viral. Grab it, screen grab it, copy and paste the link, text it, email it, share it, subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch this and all my back episodes. And I love you all so much. And thank everybody that was concerned. I'm good, as you can hear. I'm good. I'm back. So we'll see you live Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, if you missed some of this episode, please go back and watch it, screen grab it, send it to everybody. Save it for Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, in between football games, you can just watch it, put it up on your big screen, some of y'all was at Walmart or Sam's Club getting the big 2,000-inch TVs. So put it up in the family room. Put it up in the main room. Y'all can watch it all over the house. Watch it on your tablet. You can watch it on your smartphone. Geno Jones Show right here, the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my episodes. I love you. We'll see you live Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.